Give me a five,
There we
four,
go.
three, two, one.
I already synced up, so it's okay.
All right. No, I mean for the video.
Oh. Oh, right. The video.
Yeah.
Oops. Wait, I wonder. Hold on a second. Motherfucker. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, cool. I wonder if I do this? Nope, that freezes it. Alright.
And when Aaron edits this for YouTube, we'll just start at the segment after this video. Because we can't use copyrighted material. You know what I mean? So when she turns this whole What?
This isn't copyright.
Julian Smith is, yeah.
It's because no, it's a reaction video.
Oh,
it's fair use because we have ourselves over it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So I can't sing to it because it's a reaction video.
Right. Don't sing to it.
Okay.
All right. So I need to pull it up over here. Where is it? There it is. All right. I'm starting at 000.
So am I.
Make it big.
Okay.
Perfect.
Give me a countdown.
Move your mouse. And when you're ready to play, ooh, your face is really dark. Do you have a light? You don't have a desk light?
No. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll start in 3, 2, 1.
Jellyfish, jellyfish, jellyfish.
It looks like Seth a little bit.
Take some jelly, take some fish. Look at that sandwich, delish.
That was
Just
awful.
make sure you don't eat a real jellyfish. Or you'll die! Jellyfish.
Okay. Be careful, they electrocute you.
Jellyfish. Jellyfish.
His hair is spectacular.
Jellyfish. Jellyfish.
I like the little beatboxing in the back.
Jellyfish. Jellyfish. This world is full of compound words. Speak slower, bro, or you won't be hurt. If you talk quick, you might sound slick, but I also might think you just asked me to make you a real jellyfish sandwich. And you'll die! Jellyfish. Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
Okay.
Hear the difference? Jellyfish.
Okay.
Jellyfish. It's subtle, but
Jelly
it's
inside, they have
jellyfish. Big ol' nasty fish. Jellyfish. 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 Jellyfish.
I made this for you.
Who is this guy? I
So
don't
he's named
understand.
Julian Smith, right?
Right.
And he makes ridiculous stuff, right? Another one that he does is Eat Randy, Racist Coffee, Malk. He does quite a few really good ones. His newer stuff, in my opinion, is not that great, but a lot of people like it. I like his older music videos because they're absolutely hilarious. So,
Okay.
so he plays one guy that's impaired.
Is that Jeffrey?
I don't know
What the
who that is.
That was random.
Yeah, Jeffrey, who's impaired in some way, and he plays his other alternate ego, which is like the smarter, normal-ish kind of guy. And he goes on these adventures, and some of them are absolutely ridiculous.
All right.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I love
He's a
him.
good guy.
Good guy. Went to college.
He's
together.
one of the best. He's one of the best guys.
It's true. Great guy. So, Dustin.
Yes.
Right now, it's 9:55 p.m. And why
Correct.
have you called me here?
Because, Charles, we're going to be doing our hour-long Glhf podcast tonight.
Whoa!
Yeah. And to everybody who is listening to this, go over to YouTube. I actually don't know our YouTube. Is it the GHF podcast? That would make sense. Hold on. Oh god.
I
it's
guess we'll
playing
find
again.
out very quickly. Jellyfish. It's subtle, but it could save your life.
It doesn't. Oh, I gotta. Why do we have 7 views?
It's
Anyways,
just me viewing it multiple times.
it's for that one thing I posted so long ago. I like how our logo is still like the wide one instead of the full screen one, so you can see white bars around it. Anyways, to the people who are listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, if you go to youtube.com and search the GLHF podcast or GLHF podcast, you'll find this episode on there, on YouTube, and you'll see our faces, and you'll see whatever Charles wants to put on his computer screen, which could be
detrimental to your health.
It could be bad, so be warned. But yes, welcome everybody to this episode of the GLHF podcast, our second hour-long special episode, where we can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
And we're
swear.
not bleeped.
That's right. Or reversed, because I like to reverse our swears, except for that one time when I didn't. And
Have you ever gotten one of these things before?
I don't know what that is. Is that like fish food?
No, these are like those little they're like little balls, right? And they smell really good. And you just open up the container, right? You pull off the little like thing, and then you just leave them out in the open, and it makes the air smell good.
So it's like an air freshener?
Sort of. Yeah,
Like-
that's actually
like-
exactly what it is.
Like potpourri? There's some
Yeah.
balls that you add water to and they expand, and then you can grab them, and I
Yeah.
guess they smell good, and then you
This
can
is
throw
a
'em at
similar
people.
idea. Yeah, no,
okay.
you wouldn't want to do that with these.
Okay.
Or eat them. I found that out the hard way.
All right. So Charles, I had a couple of ideas to. You can get rid of YouTube if you want.
Okay, I was just looking at Naked Jakey here.
No, you're fine. Just yeah, whatever you
Free
want.
advertisement.
Hey, Nakey Jakey.
Hey,
How's it
Naked
going?
Jakey.
I don't know who that is, but
He's
whatever.
he's the one who did the Overwatch and Doom rap review.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
such a good YouTuber. Got that Game Grumps, that video game Donkey,
We're just gonna go down your list, huh?
all the way down.
Oh, I see a
Casually
very
explained.
I see a familiar one there. Ninja Sex Party.
Yes.
So,
You just went to Chicago, I hear.
Yes, I was just gonna bring that up. I came back from Chicago last night before coming into work today,
Yeah.
and we went to go see Ninja Sex Party, TWRP, also known as Twerp, and Starbomb. And I have like good things to say about it and bad things to say about it.
Really?
I want to say the bad things first.
Okay.
All right. So, the first bad thing is Starbomb was only there for 3 songs,
Oh.
which is disappointing. But
Right.
I understand that rap could be difficult if you're not really trained in it.
Right.
And I don't see Aaron.
Right. He's the type of artist that's really good with doing a segment, recording it multiple times until he gets the perfect segment, and then he goes on to the next one and he just clips them all together.
Right.
Where some rappers are really good at just doing one full sweep.
Right. And I mean, I'm okay with him only doing the 3 songs because Ninja Sex Party and Twerp were phenomenal. They were very, very good. That place was bumping with all of the energy through it.
Well, from what I hear, Twerp and Starbomb are on quality with real rock bands for the most part.
Oh, Starbomb by far is one of the best live performances I've seen in a long time.
Okay.
Which is saying a lot because I've seen a lot of bands live. But their demeanor on stage, they're hilarious, and their music is fantastic. If you've never heard
Yeah.
of Twerp, you need to look them up. TWRP, it stands for Tupperware Remix Party.
So good.
It's fantastic.
They are by far one of my favorite electro-ish bands
Yeah.
behind like Daft Punk. So I mean,
yeah.
to me, they're as good, if not better, than Daft Punk. And that's saying
And-
something because I love Daft Punk.
I've wanted to use one of Twerp's songs as our theme song, and I emailed them a long time ago and they never got back to me, which I'm kind of sad about. But
Yeah,
what are you gonna do? They're probably busy. They're Canadian, so
it's true.
they're from Toronto.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the only complaint I have is Starbomb was only there for 3 songs, but I understand that Aaron, aka Ego Raptor, probably isn't fully realized as a rapper like that.
Right.
So I know he's doing training right now, like vocal training to prolong his singing during the concerts.
Right.
And the other complaint I have is the songs that they chose. I mean, they chose for Starbomb. I mean, they chose Hero of Rhyme, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they chose I Choose You to Die, which is also one of their famous songs, but it's
Right.
not one of my favorites.
Right.
And then they chose their Transformer song. I don't know the name of the song.
Ugh. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm not particularly fond of that
I'm
song.
surprised that they didn't do Rio versus Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And that they didn't do. But Rio versus Ken, Ego Raptor came out and said that was the hardest one for him to be able to vocally do.
Yeah, I bet.
So I mean, it's understandable why he didn't choose that one. And it could come down to time concerns. Maybe those 3 songs fit because it allowed an extra song from Ninja Sex Party or Twerp.
Right.
So,
I mean, Twerp was on the stage pretty much the whole night. They were not on the stage for 1 song. And they were just the band pretty much throughout the whole concert, which was pretty great. I think Twerp is my new favorite band, to be honest. They're so good live.
Oh yeah.
The couple of cool things that happened was they showed us 2 music videos that they're going to be posting. One's going to be coming out next week, and another's coming out in November. Yeah, Cool Patrol, their new album, Cool Patrol. They have the song named Cool Patrol coming out with Pro Syndicate and Markiplier.
Okay, you said that song is Cool Patrol?
Yeah.
You said it like 4 times in one sentence, so I thought I'd just confirm that it was Cool Patrol.
I just couldn't. I was keep saying it because it's hard to say Cool Patrol instead of. I want to say Poo Patrol. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but
well, I mean, Chris Poole appreciates that.
Yeah, Pool's close. But the other one they did was what was it? It was another good one. Oh, Eating in the Fridge or something like that. And that was hilarious because, again, Markiplier and a bunch of people were in that, and it was really funny.
Markiplier's... You know, even people who don't like Markiplier can still recognize him as a good, not actor, but a good entertainer.
Right.
You know, he's good at what he does, which is why people love him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not my favorite YouTuber by any means, but if he has a game that looks interesting or video, like any of his live stuff, I'll watch.
Yeah,
because it's funny. But any of the gaming, it's usually if I am interested in the game or it looks interesting.
Right. And I mean, he used to be considered many years ago. He's lost the title, in my opinion, as like the equivalent of the Scream Queen of video games. And I hate to say queen because clearly he's a female. All right.
Clearly he's a female.
Clearly he's a male. And I know that title went to... It wasn't Julia Roberts. Who did Scream? Who was the actress in Scream?
There were a lot of them.
All right.
I have no idea.
Actress in Scream.
I think
we're gonna find this out right now.
Courtney Cox.
Who was it?
I know. I recognize Courtney Cox and Drew Barrymore.
I don't think it was Drew Barrymore. It might have been Drew Barrymore.
Why don't you type in
Scream Queen?
Type in Scream Queen. 2016.
No, that's Queens. Scream Queen actress. Well, okay. They're only giving me the show. Whatever. Anyway, he used to be considered the Scream King of gaming because his
Right.
horror gameplays were like over the top, right?
Absolutely.
That's how he got super famous. Kind of like how PewDiePie also got super famous by being what he was
Annoying.
back in the day. And it's interesting to see him evolve as a person and a gamer to more of a laid back kind of, person who wants to help out the community and what have you. So whenever I see him in something, I'm like, I sneeze.
Are you? If I see him in something, I'm like,
anytime I see him in anything, I'm like, oh man, it's Markiplier. I'll give it a shot at least. And sometimes he plays stuff like Happy Wheels. I'm not really a fan of his
he
Happy
plays
Wheel
that
file.
all the time.
I swear to God. Him and Jacksepticeye and his other friend, I can never remember the other one's name. He looks super awkward. He's constantly on his Facebook pictures with Mark. They're like best of friends. It might be Wade. It's either Wade or the other one. I don't know. Anyway, so whenever I see him on stuff, I love it. But I'm so happy that Markiplier is friends.
It depends on the rest of your sentence.
With Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah.
Is friends with Ninja
Is
Sex
friends
Party.
with Ninja
Right.
Sex Party.
Okay. It sounded weird to me.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool that YouTube content creators are so, like, depending on how many millions of subscribers they have, how close they are together.
Yeah.
Like, you have Markiplier, Ninja Sex Party, Jax Films, Brock Baker, like a bunch of those sort of people together. I mean, I guess also being in LA helps them a lot too.
Right. And I mean, they're a lot of them are in very different genres.
Right.
Like, but you still see people like Markiplier come on the Game Grumps, and you see other really big ones. Boy in a Band, who's a British rapper / songwriter / activist. He's also on a couple of the episodes of Game Grumps. You see a lot of people who just you wouldn't expect on the Game Grumps and with Ninja Sex Party, and it's just so funny to me.
Right. Yeah, it was weird, the random celebrity kicks that were happening on Game Grumps just recently. There was Grey Worm, there was Rob Schneider, of all people.
Yeah, right? That's how big they are, though. I mean, they're as big as TV celebrities, if not bigger. Yeah. Which is awesome. You see, like, can you remember the last time you saw someone from, like, NCIS or something on a different show or a movie? Not really. But Game Grumps, I mean, they're so famous that even if you don't know the Game Grumps, you still know them by proxy if you're a gamer or a musician.
Yeah,
so,
it's the same thing with Donkey. Like, who Donkey is.
Right.
That would be a great crossover.
Oh my God, yes. Donkey and
Aaron
with oh my God, yes.
Can we get that? Can we let that happen?
I want it to happen so bad. I would fund that.
You have their numbers, right? Just give them a call.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you should get Donkey on.
I'll just, you know what? I'm gonna call him up right now.
Right.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, this is Charles from the GLHF podcast. I wanted to know if you would be able to have Donkey and Ego Raptor do a rap together for Starbomb or just for funsies.
That sounds like a great idea, actually.
All right, wonderful. Well, I'll have my agents get a hold of your agents. I'll take a 10% cut.
Of course. Only 10%, though.
Yeah. I would normally go for 15, but...
You just get 10%, nothing over the top, so you get 10% right away, and then we get all the ticket money.
Right.
So, and merch. We get all the merch.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you sell the tickets for at least $600-700 each. Make sure ticket scalpers get them immediately, so I get my cut.
Right. Ticket scalpers get them immediately. They pay them for 10% more than what they're actually worth, so $7,000.
Yes.
That's actually not how math works. It's $707.
$7,000. Okay, sir. I'm gonna have to hang up and use my phone as a mouse again.
That would be great, though.
What is this podcast?
This is just us talking for an hour, just randomly of nothing important.
You want to bring up some? Yeah, I'm looking at. Well, I figured if people are going to be watching the video at some point, that I would have something gaming related in the background. So I figured it's a good time to catch up on my patch notes for a couple games that I play.
Oh, okay. World of Warcraft. It seems like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Speaking of World of Warcraft, actually, we had that contest in September
Ooh.
for the World of Warcraft original up to Warlords of Draenor, plus a free month if you got this question right.
Okay.
And the question was, what was what was Legion going to be called?
Right.
And the correct answer was not found.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we have someone who was close?
No.
Really?
No. We didn't have
We had
anybody who
over
was close.
600 submissions.
It was a really tough question, to be honest.
Okay.
So, Charles,
Yes.
you know the correct answer to the question. What was Legion going to be called?
It was supposed to be called the Emerald Dream.
That's correct. The Emerald Dream. And that was...
I
when
will
was that
take our
posted?
reward.
Yeah, you need it.
Woo! 5th account, let's go. No.
It's upsetting that nobody got that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit sad. We'll do a different genre next time. It'll be about Mega Man.
We don't have any Mega Man games to give out.
No, but we have Mega Man questions.
Mega Man Star Force Queen? What was that? Yeah, they're looking at your screen right now. You know that, right?
Well,
Yeah,
people who watch the video have a hand up, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Mega Man questions. Question number 1. What is Mega Man's real name?
Mega Moon.
It's Jeff.
It's Jeff. You got
My
it.
name's Jeff.
Oh, I didn't tell you, by the way, Dust. I got a thing. So Shannon's going to a school in a mall, right? It's for cosmetology, and right across the walk area on the other side, right? Not the other side of the mall, but the other side, catty corner, right?
Okay.
Across from the school. That's the word I'm looking for. You
said that like 30 times, but okay,
right?
continue.
Is a anime / kind of like a geeky store. And I got something really cool I want to show you. Okay. So this is going to be our first ever unboxing of something I've already opened.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
So it's Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
You gotta raise it up some so I can see the whole box. Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay. And it was $30.
Oh, is it a calendar? It looks like a calendar.
It's not a calendar. I'll show you what it... See, I can't see your face on my screen, so I just have to keep looking at that little black dot.
That's fine.
So we open it up, right?
Okay.
And it's going to be very hard to do this without dropping everything out.
Just pull them out one at a time and show me. It looks like there's a sword and some pins.
Yeah. So you have a sword.
Oh, whose sword is that?
It's Cloud's, I think.
Okay. I don't think it is, but okay.
I think it's Cloud's.
I think it was Sephiroth, but whatever.
No, Sephiroth... maybe it's this character on the front of the box. Yeah, I think that's the character right there.
Yeah.
This guy.
What's his name?
Yeah. So so then we got... These are going to be great, okay? We got a wolf ring.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it well.
Not really. Bring it closer. Closer. Oh, okay. Yeah, that does look really cool.
Okay.
Looks
so
like it has like a
ring.
What's that piercing called when it's in your nose?
Septum piercing.
There you go. That's what it looks like.
I only know that because
you had one.
I don't know. And then we have a necklace. You'd be surprised at the symbol.
Is that a wolf?
It's a wolf with a septum piercing.
Oh, cool. That's actually really cool looking.
It's going to blow your mind. A bracelet.
Oh?
With a wolf with a septum piercing.
Fox.
I know, right? It kind of looks like a fox. I think it's a wolf, though. They're really big fans of wolves in Final Fantasy. And then last but not least...
Oh, there's more. I only saw the 4.
Yeah, there's. So it's a pin, right? You could be able to, like, pin it on your shirt. Right? Okay. And it is, in fact, a wolf with a septum piercing. A very large septum piercing.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful. So that's what's in the box. It's
why did you buy it for $30?
It's a Final Fantasy thing. I've never had like a jewelry of Final Fantasy before, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And the ring fits. The ring fits perfectly on my middle finger.
Oh, fantastic! Now you can punch somebody and leave a wolf imprint on their
Yeah,
face.
I know. I was thinking that exactly. And then we have the necklace, and so everything fits. So I was really surprised.
Nice.
It's a cool little box of stuff. And I knew what was in it already before I bought it, and I was like, "That's really cool." So
Yeah, I never took you as
Cool
a
stuff.
liking wolves, but whatever.
I'm not really a wolf fan. You know, being a fox fan, it's kind of weird for me. But
Yeah, that's
wolves,
your
wolves
what's
are
it
cool
called?
too.
Furdum?
What my furdum, my spirit animal. Thank you.
No. What's it
Jeez.
called? It's for
Jeez,
something.
almost to the bottom of the page. My ultimate
Furkin?
Fertility. I play Mortal Kombat. Fertility.
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 But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I went to Chicago for my 1-year anniversary. A week early, but that's... What?
This guy had to pay $40 to hold his child after a C-section.
Why did he get the C-section?
No, he... I thought you were serious for a minute, and I'm like...
Anyways,
Boy.
Charles can't stop surfing through Reddit even while we're doing the regular podcast because he's like,
Sorry.
"Oh, I gotta know all the things." Oh, no.
Sorry.
Just like that.
Go ahead. So, Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah, Ninja Sex Party was fantastic. If you ever get a chance to see them live, I highly recommend it. And
I
Twerp
would
was
also highly
fantastic.
recommend it.
Sam has been singing "If We Were Gay" all day today.
That's the
it feels
first
like.
video I showed Patricia, and now she's in love with Ninja Sex Party.
There was
She's like, "What's that gay song? If I were gay or if you were gay?" Or I'm like, "Oh, let me put it on for you." And she's like,
live. They had a big banner behind them, and they had a rainbow flag and some dude like built with a bunch of muscles, and behind him was also shirtless, built guys with a ninja mask on, just sort of going past the screen.
"Yeah."
It was really funny. Wow.
Oh, that picture.
This
Sorry.
is really good. This is really good for the audio listeners to the podcast.
Yeah, right. They're like, "What are they laughing about? I just don't get it."
But Chicago was a lot of fun.
Okay.
We went to the Field Museum, which has all the dinosaur stuff in it,
Right.
which was a lot of fun. I don't really have anything else
Yeah,
to say
I thought it
about
was
Chicago.
funny that you sent me photos on your Snapchat.
Right, Snapchat. If you can follow me on Snapchat, it's Dustantinople. If you want me to spell that out, it's like Constantinople with dust in the front.
Right. See, I didn't know if that was one of our premium features on our Patreon, so I was like, on your Snapchat, and then I was going to be like, and your Snapchat as... I didn't want to do that, though. So
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was a premium feature, but apparently it's a feature
It's not.
everyone can use. So guys, get on board with that. See Dustin's cool Snapchats. He does at least like 4 to 6 a day.
I post
So I mean,
way too many.
he sends me these ones like because he works in an ambulance, and he sends me like pictures all the times where he'll have like the puppy dog face or like the tongue will come out, and I'm just sitting there in my bed waking up like, is this what life's come to? Like, why do you send these to me while I'm sleeping? This is so weird to wake up to.
It's because you sleep. You go to bed at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you don't wake up until about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my god. No, this last like 2 weeks been rough on my body. I've had to go to sleep at like 1 or 2 a.m. and wake up at like 7 or 8 a.m.
Why?
Life stuff.
Oh, okay.
But did you have to going back real fast. I thought it was super funny that you sent me these Snapchats of the museum you went to, because it was all dead stuffed animals.
It was.
Dead.
So many dead
comma,
stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals, not dead stuffed animals. Like, oh, look at my teddy bear, it's dead. No, you sent me actual dead animals that were stuffed as pictures.
They were all taxidermied.
And it just blew my mind that the vegans went to a museum where they had dead stuffed animals. Like,
well, obviously the animals died of natural causes.
obviously.
Obviously. All of them.
Obviously. That's
Even the
why
one
they
that's-
didn't have any tear marks in them, clearly.
Even the one that said that it actually got shot by a guy because he killed a bunch of people, that one died of natural causes too. What is that?
God. Oh,
Boof,
you haven't...
boof?
Yeah.
What is
Watch
boof
Dogs.
boof?
It's
I don't
do you not
if
know
boof-
when people like draw covers for games?
Do I not know that people draw? Yes, I
Yeah,
know that.
some like game stores will let you do that. There was another one that just hit front page yesterday. I'll try to find that. But I just thought it was so... Oh, it's right there. I just thought it was so funny. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I want 12 chicken nuggets! He looks so angry.
Because he's getting paid shit. I don't
He's
get paid
getting
enough
paid
for
more
this.
than the game. Or less than the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. Did you see any people who were protesting out in Chicago?
No?
I didn't know because of major recent events that have been happening. I didn't know which part of Chicago you were in.
We drove through pretty much all of Chicago. We didn't see anybody protesting.
Okay.
Granted, we didn't go to any places that would probably have protesters. Hello.
Click. A click. Semi not safe for work.
I'll blur that out.
I wasn't even naked or anything.
I know.
But that's cool that you got to drive through Chicago without any issues.
Yeah.
I remember
And
when I
Chicago's-
went up there, it was really nice.
Chicago's really nice. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind living outside that city just to be able to go to the city.
Right.
Oh, my God. So there's a place in Chicago
Okay.
it's apparently called Boys Town.
Oh yeah.
Where there's just rainbow flags everywhere. It's
Oh man.
amazing.
Yeah. I know a couple of people who live closer to. I mean, there's not really a suitable way to say it. Next to the
The gay community.
you have like the gay community. You have like Chinatown. You have the gay community. You have the Italian area. You have a lot of districts in Chicago. You have the mostly Latino district. You have the pretty much every culture has their own part of it, except for like Scottish. I think I know there's an Irish section of Chicago.
Probably. I have no idea. But yeah, it was interesting walking through there, and everybody was really nice.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I want to go back to that. And what are we watching here?
It's someone's funny play of the game, apparently. Are you serious? Oh, that was a great play of the game. So a Farah flew into an area, shot the first guy, knocked the other 3 off board. So she got 4 out of 6 people killed, and then she probably had that diva die as well.
Yeah, probably.
That was pretty funny. That was good stuff. I just thought I'd explain it for anyone listening.
Right. And if you're listening and you want to see everything we're looking at, go to youtube.com/GLHF podcast.
And by the time you hear this, hopefully it'll already be up there.
Hopefully.
What?
Oh, look at the ad. Over there.
Yeah, news bloopers.
That looks
Pigs run
awesome.
wild.
Subscribed.
Yeah, there's been a lot of violence out in Chicago and a couple other metropolitan cities lately, and I'm slightly worried about it because there's a lot of good people in the cities, and between riots and everything else, it's such a downer to turn on the news these days.
So are we going to be talking about this topic that I suggested?
Yeah. I thought I was trying to give a decent enough transition into it, but apparently you want to call me out mid sentence. So that's okay. That's okay.
I was just making sure because this is a legit deep conversation, especially between two white guys.
Right.
But yeah, basically the Black Lives Matter movement has been. It's a good cause to bring out these quote unquote cop killers, and I'm for Black Lives Matter. I I don't know. What is your take on it so that I can see where I need to go for this?
Okay, so and we might get a little bit of backlash from this next
I'm
statement.
sure
but
we will.
I just want you to take it into context, okay? For everyone listening out there. I don't care what Dustin thinks, but
Okay. Thanks.
I view the Black Lives Matter movement more of an aggressive stance of the same type of movement that feminism is currently going through.
I think it's a little different.
Right. It's trying to fight for equal rights. It's trying to make sure that people will treat them equally. And it's trying to get through to the masses of people because they're not currently... Why is Polygon opening?
I don't know.
I didn't even push anything. It's trying to get through the masses of people, and and people aren't listening or not taking it seriously enough, which is why people are going to such extremes.
Well,
Much like feminism, that not enough people are listening, and because of that, people are going to have to go to extremes until something gets changed.
I have sort of a similar view, except saying Black Lives Matter is like feminism, because feminists aren't being killed like the African Americans are.
Well, it's not that they're not being killed, because I'm sure feminists do get killed. It's just not in the same targeting that's currently happening. And that's the big thing.
No. I mean, I understand the whole thing, like, oh, they want equality. They want to be treated like everybody else. And by everybody else, I mean white men. Which I'm totally for. I want everybody to be treated equally as well. But the Black Lives Matter movement was initially started because of how many times cops have killed black people, right?
Right.
And them being scared of any sort of interaction with the cops.
Right.
I know there have been some circumstances where, I mean, I'm not even going to say that it was right to do so, but there were some circumstances that needed to have some sort of thing happen, but what the cops did was they took it too far. So if somebody pulls a gun on you, absolutely self-defense.
Right.
But
right.
Your first thing shouldn't be to grab your gun for any circumstance, for all circumstances. So, let's say you're a police officer and you're pulling somebody over because they have a taillight out, and you go up to them to the window and you say, "I need your license and registration," and they reach for their glove compartment. Your first response isn't to blow their head off. Your first response, which I'm sure could be difficult at the time, get your adrenaline rushing and everything, but your first response isn't to be your first response. I'm sorry, Charles is watching ducks swimming videos on YouTube. That's why
I thought we have a very deep conversation, so people might want to have ducks in the background, just to keep it like, tough situation, happy ducks in the background.
So anyways, your first response as a police officer isn't to immediately reach for your gun and shoot the person. Your first response would be back up. So if they do pull a gun out, you're not in their line of sight anymore.
Right.
You shouldn't be going into a situation so aggressively, no matter what. It's not right to do shoot first, ask questions.
Absolutely. I totally
later.
agree with you.
This isn't the Wild West,
Right. The issue is that because of what's been happening, which has been perpetuated by bad cops, right? Because less than 1% of cops are bad, right?
Well, you could say...
Are bad in the way that they're going to pull out their gun and shoot people, because we only hear cases of bad cops doing that.
You could say that, or you could say the fact that they are bad cops, but so are the cops who aren't reporting this aggressive behavior.
Oh, absolutely.
Like there have been multiple times when a cop kills somebody and they find reports that, oh yeah, he's been acting aggressive for the past 2 weeks, or he's an alcoholic, or he's going through something in his life.
Right. No, I totally agree that there are bad circumstances with certain cops, but the media is painting the picture that all cops are evil. All
Right.
cops are going to pull you over and shoot you on sight, right? Which genuinely isn't the case. These cases that are currently happening are freak circumstances that are such a small percentage, and we see them daily, which is bad. But the fact is that, one, this shouldn't be happening in the first place. Two,
Right.
the fact that it's happening shows that the training or the screening to become a cop isn't good enough. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Much like how we need to improve the screening it takes to be able to own a gun, because I am pro guns, right? But I believe that we need a stronger screening before someone can get a gun. They need to have a mental screening and probably a criminal background, even better than we currently have, because too many people who are unstable are getting guns. Ultimately.
You have to go to class and you have to pass certain tests before you can drive a car.
Right. Well, some states, Florida, for example, if you want to be able to close carry, so conceal carry, you need to go through, I think it's like a 3-day class, right?
Right.
Which is respectful, and honestly, everyone who owns a gun should do that, right? But when it comes to cops, the problem is because the media's been painting them this way, whether they're white, whether they're black, and I think the last statistic that I read showed that more white people were shot by cops in the last 10 years than African Americans were. But when it comes to African Americans versus whites being shot, typically the police officers were more aggressive to shooting the African Americans before the time that they gave the African Americans to be able to react or be able to be like, oh, my mistake, sir, or what have you. That time was cut by 3/4 of the time, where as a white person, you have a much shorter time or much longer time to be able to prove your innocence to the police officer.
Right.
Which is a huge issue. That's a race issue at that point.
Absolutely.
And
which is what Black Lives Matter is for. It's a
right. It's showing that there's a race issue and that it needs to be changed soon.
Absolutely.
As soon as possible, honestly. The thing is that with the media, it's perpetuating this stereotype, which is making of cops, which is making good cops look bad. It's making people hate the police force as a whole, and making people want to commit hate crimes versus the police, because the police, a small percent, are causing a hate crime to African Americans.
Right.
So, because the media has painted this picture, now cops have to be even more on guard because they don't know if they're going to be shot by someone who they pull over.
Right.
Because of the fact that cops now have a bad name. I mean, this goes all the way back before Civil Rights Movement and even after Civil Rights Movement. Think about NWA. Mm-hmm. You know, they have quite a few songs that are talking about hating on police because of the fact that they're black.
That's because there was still racial tension between the cops and them back then. It's still it's not
yeah,
it hasn't
still a problem
declined.
For the
it hasn't declined
70,
in those...
plus or from the 70s and on. It's been a problem this whole time. It's just it's taking these cases and the internet, especially. If we didn't have the internet, this would not have exploded as big as it has.
And phones with cameras.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can have tangible proof with you at all times. With the explosion of the internet and phones, smartphones, and being able to record anything that you need to, these hate crimes have been exposed. Mm-hmm. And we would see a very similar. Now, I'm not trying to make Black Lives Matter sound like it's not important, because it is. Because if nothing gets changed, who else is also being persecuted for this? People of Spanish heritage, people of Asian heritage. When will the racism stop at that point if we allow this to happen with African Americans? Mm-hmm. And if you put a couple of people in with a camera, like, for example, with all mental institutions, we would have riots on the streets like we have now because of the fact of how bad those people are treated. So it's with the introduction of the ability to record were able to see the crimes, detect them, and then try to say something about it so it gets changed.
Right.
So,
Well, I still think that, like your point about the mentally disabled inside hospital care, they're not treated as badly as African Americans are treated by cops. They're not being killed.
Absolutely.
I mean, worst case scenario, you have one nurse who is either stealing or hitting the person, but they're not actively trying to kill them. They're just frustrated with the situation, which you could then say is the same thing with the cops and trying to deal with everything that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the police need to go through more.
Still, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, you pulled up Skype. I was confused.
I wanted to see the field of range for the camera because Shannon just walked in and I didn't know if she was already clothed after a shower and everything.
Oh yeah, she's clothed.
I was just making sure. Yeah, she's clothed. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
What was I saying? I think the police should go through more extensive training.
Right.
But they
right.
shouldn't be given more aggressive training. They shouldn't be like, always have your hand on your gun at all times.
Right.
Which might be the case. Like, I don't know. I'm not a police officer.
Well, I mean, it just confuses me about the fact, why do they carry a taser if they're going to resort to their gun 100% of the time?
Absolutely. You
should use your taser. Exactly. Apparently, people are going to be watching ducks for the next couple of while. Sorry, guys. We're going to have to put a disclaimer of all the videos that we've included here so that they get credit as well.
You should make it full screen. Also, why don't you have pop-up blocker?
I haven't got ad blocker yet. I need to do that right now.
Don't do it right. I mean, you can do it right now. But yeah, they should be getting more extensive training, but they shouldn't be getting training about always have your hand on your gun at all times, no matter any situation. Right.
No, I absolutely agree. And no matter what kind of jokes that I make in my normal everyday life, it's important to realize that these issues are bigger than just one ethnicity, because if we don't do something about that one ethnicity, then this is going to happen with everyone, and at some point it's going to happen to white people. And if not, it's going to happen because of proxy, because we didn't step up and save other people.
Right.
There's going to be a revolt, and it's not going to look pretty, you know? I mean, this is exactly what started to happen this is exactly what started to happen with the civil rights, is because we weren't giving people equal rights, they went out and they fought it until they could get the equal rights.
Right, and you can even say now they still aren't getting those equal rights.
Oh, absolutely.
They're getting more than what they were getting.
Right.
But it's still not enough.
But 75 to 80% isn't 100% like everyone else, which is the issue.
Right.
So we have to step up. And I mean, there's a couple of ways to do it. The best way to do it is to look up the legal ramifications and try to do it the right way. Peaceful silent protests are also good to be able to help the cause.
I mean, and some people who do that are still getting basically shit on, like Kaepernick, whatever his name is in football, doing the sitting down during the anthem. That's his peaceful protest, and everybody is just losing their mind over that.
I know, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen happen with the media. The fact that he sat down during the national anthem is not that huge of a deal, honestly.
Right.
Like, I have American pride, right? But I rarely say the Pledge of Allegiance because of the fact that it was introduced to me at such a young age, and it was indoctrinated to me that I don't believe in the words, which is the problem. Because of the fact when I was taught those words, so I could say them by repetition, I didn't understand any of them. And especially making a 5-year-old say, I pledge my allegiance.
Under God.
Under God, no. I mean, like, pledging your allegiance in the first place is just mind-blowing. Kids don't even know how to write their ABCs before they learn this. Like, that's not okay. but if going back, if we don't find good legal ways to be able to fight this system, and ultimately what's going to happen is one of two major things, one of three, I guess. Something radical enough is going to happen, and it's going to cause a devastation, either physically or socially, to the point where they have to change something. Someone's going to go the legal route and have it changed so that way, the police have to, get better training or what have you. Or there's going to be a group of white people to stand up and finally do something about the problem, and then it'll get fixed. But then it'll just go to prove that white people have entitlement and what have you.
Right. It shouldn't have to. It shouldn't have to be. Oh, the white people have stepped in.
Right.
Now we have to do something.
Exactly. That's the problem. It shouldn't be like that, but that might be what happens, which sucks because the whole idea of this is for African Americans to feel more peace of mind, more equal, and more. They want to feel that they have the same entitlement as white people have.
Absolutely.
So
they want to be able to leave their apartment wearing a sweatshirt and not being scared that they're going to get shot by the police just walking down the street. Right. Which I've heard stories that there are some people who are going to leave. Like, let's say I live right across the street from a grocery store. Mm-hmm. If I walk outside in a hoodie up because right now it's like 50 degrees outside, I'll be fine. Right. But there are some people who can't wear hoodies up to block the wind from hitting their face because of the fact that they're black and they're scary looking or whatever. Right. Just being black by itself. So I don't think that it's right that they have to fear that at all times. Right. It doesn't make any sense.
I totally agree. And I think the big problem here is that the media was such a double-edged sword with this.
It is.
The media let us know that it happened, which was great. The media then started perpetuating the hate. Right. And, it took the movement, which was supposed to be good, much like feminism, and made it this very, very ugly movement. Because now when people think about it, they think of a group that's almost borderline like either racist or borderline terrorist, because, every time there's a riot, there's people breaking into establishments, and, the media perpetuating this movement has made it worse for the movement than it was in the first place. But if we didn't have the media to make people more knowledgeable about the issue, then people wouldn't have taken any kind of, steps in it. So,
and I don't think Black Lives Matter protesters are the...
You need to finish that sentence a lot quicker. I don't think Black Lives Matter.
I don't think Black Lives Matter protesters are the ones looting and pillaging like Baltimore
it's other
or
people
Ferguson.
Taking advantage of the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm like, there are some people who are like, oh yeah, well, there's going to be a giant protest going on at this part of town. Let's say it's in Detroit. All right, let's go to the east side of Detroit to cause havoc, so that the police come over here. But then you have all these other people who are going to go to the other side of Detroit and pillage and break
because
things.
They know that all
fire.
The police are on the other side.
Right. So, I
totally know. Like, the problem is that the problem is not only the racism that it's almost like a multi-headed problem, and you have the police brutality, you have the bad name that Black Lives Matter has because of the bad things that keep happening every time they do protests. Yeah. And then you have the aftermath, which is an issue, and then you have to deal with it all again as soon as another person gets shot.
Right.
I think in the past, couple months, I've seen multiple white people have been shot, and not a single riot happens, not a single protest happens. But as soon as I see a young African American, or even an older, doesn't matter, African American be shot, people come out of the woodworks from other states. It's crazy.
Well, the thing is, there was a man, a white male, and his 6-year-old kid who were killed by the police, and there were protests for that by Black Lives Matter protesters.
Right.
Not for the All Lives Matter protesters. They're just there to cause. They're just there to be assholes, to be honest.
Exactly.
So I just Black Lives Matter protesters, they're fantastic. They're bringing awareness to what needs to be brought awareness to.
And a lot of them have started up charities, and a lot of them do, like, they bring, like, waters for people for when they do the silent protests and when they do the protests. Right. You know, and a lot of these people are great, caring people, but it just takes one bad apple.
There's always
to sour the entire name. And there's always one bad apple.
Which, again, you can then say about the cops. There's always the one bad cop.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's just... people need to stop being assholes. They need... this is going to be the hippie in me. We need to get love and compassion in the community, right? We need to bring actual help to these low-income places, which are mostly African-American.
Right.
Where the people are being killed. Not all low-income places are African-American. Right. I'm just saying...
right.
Because of the economic...
yeah.
I
totally get it. Yeah. It's bad. The economy is bad. Yeah, I know. It's the best thing and the worst thing that I've done is putting on these cute videos of tortoises.
And it's not even full screen, so you're just like ruining up the negative space on the
those
screen.
People who are watching the YouTube video are like, man, this is pretty good content while we're talking about something so serious. Those people listening are like, why do they keep laughing in the middle of Black Lives Matter?
They're talking about a serious subject. Oh, it's because there's a Shiba on top of a tortoise.
I definitely think... Now, I'm you know that I'm not a hippie. This is no secret to you. Whether or not we find love, we need to find a way to step towards equality. Because at one point, right, and this isn't optimistic of me. This is me looking at the future as a whole, right?
Right.
At some point, we are most likely, as scientists say, they're quite sure, we're most likely to find other intelligent life. And when we find other intelligent life, we have to come together as a species.
Right. We're all humans.
Especially if we have to go to war with that artificial intelligence. You know, that alien intelligence. You know, we need to be able to come together as a species, whether or not we love other races or what have you. For example, I love white rice, Asian rice, but I cannot stand yellow rice, which is Spanish rice, right? Whether or not, I like one over the other, I shouldn't actively go out and discriminate or cause hate crimes, you know. And I was using that example. I don't really dislike Spanish people.
Asian people. You're comparing people to rice,
right? I know, and it's it's really weird. I know. But
I'd rather eat one than the other. Right. Am I talking about people or am I talking about the rice?
Yes. No. When it comes to if you feel like you can't trust your next door neighbor Tyrone. Right, and I'm using a very blatantly semi-racist sounding name, and I'm sorry. But if you feel like you can't trust your neighbor Tyrone, just keep that to yourself. Internalize that, and just don't be a dick. Like, just don't, because there's no reason. There's no reason to commit discrimination and hate crimes, because you know the first people who are going to come out there is the cops.
Right.
And I mean, I've never had a bad experience with the cops, but I never tried to have a reason to deal with the cops. You know, avoiding something actively, I don't break the law, so I don't deal with the cops. Like, you know, avoiding the cops sounds really weird because you're like, oh no, they're there to help you, which is true. But at the same time, there could be that one bad apple. Are you willing to take the chance? Because I'm not.
No. Yeah, I would much rather fix my own situation than call the cops.
Right.
As of recent occurrences.
Right.
Like, I just...
Right.
I shouldn't be terrified if I see the flashing lights behind me.
Right. Absolutely.
Which
Absolutely.
is not saying a lot because I get scared about a lot of things. But just seeing the flashing red and blue and hearing a siren behind me as I'm getting pulled over, which happens way more than I'd like it to. It shouldn't scare anybody. It should be like, oh, I messed up, or
I don't know what he was doing, but it looked hilarious.
I think he was getting a blowjob. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
2 turtles, 1 fell over.
I shouldn't.
Yeah, no,
I understand the fear. Like there shouldn't be fear associated with the police officers.
Right.
But.
And I mean, I'm sure that we've had this problem for way longer than it's been in the media for.
Absolutely, it's been going on since the 70s, if not longer.
Right.
It's been going on since we had slaves come over.
Right. And it's a genuine issue that needs to be solved.
It's not going to get solved by 2 white guys talking into a microphone. We're not doing anything besides just giving our opinions.
Right. Which is what most of our podcasts actually are. It's just, oh, this is our news article, and now here's 5 minutes of our opinion.
Basically, this is what the news is. Also, Kingdom Hearts sucks. No Man's Sky, you should get your money back for that.
Oh my god. It's crazy out there. Be safe, guys.
I just want to say, be safe. Yeah. Like, there's some people who are like, if you don't break the law, you don't need to worry about anything, which isn't the case 100% of the time. Right. Like, there have been, I've seen actual videos where somebody is getting pulled over, or the cops are coming to arrest somebody, and they have the wrong person. Right. Identity, the ID that they got for the person is that it's a young black man. Mm-hmm. So they go to the address that was given to them, and the first black man they see, they antagonize.
Right. When it shouldn't be that way. They should... And honestly, the biggest thing is going to be getting all police officers extra training. Right. You know, how to be sensible, how to read the situation. And I think that's a big one, is reading the situation.
Absolutely.
If they didn't feel threatened, there should be no reason that they pull out their gun. The fact that we have police cams is amazing, except for the fact that every time something goes wrong, the police cams happen to malfunction or get lost, or and that's just baloney. You know, that's just baloney. It's baloney.
Yeah.
I don't get to say that word often. Baloney.
It's baloney.
It's baloney.
I wish I could speak from experience, or I could bring somebody on to speak from experience.
Right.
But I don't want to go to my friends and be like, "Hey, you're black. Tell me your experience with the cops." You know?
I don't think they'd appreciate that.
Right. I'm sure I can be less forward about it.
Extremely white people toe a very delicate line of offending people of all race. Like, we need to be very careful not to upset people.
Right. Well, people who are listening or watching, let us know what you think. You can message us on Twitter at the GLHF Podcast. You can email us at glhfpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Steinhardt.
And I am at Kiddestein.
And we usually have a third person with us, but she's not feeling well, so we just did this hour-long episode before we can get back to recording with her. And let us know what you think. Are you for or against Black Lives Matter? Are you for or against cops? Do you have any experience with any of this?
And we would definitely love to hear your stories about it, because it would give us more insight, because the only way that we're going to start learning is by having people share their experiences with us.
Right. And, like, the only stories I get that I can get a perspective on are Facebook, which is amazing, because, you know, that's all legitimate stuff there on Facebook.
Right. Extremely biased.
The news, which, again, extremely biased.
Extremely biased.
And podcasts, which aren't as biased,
Right.
but they're still
It's not personal.
right.
Right.
I want to hear personal stories. So if you have anything like that, send it to us. Tell us if we're right or wrong. I know one of us is right.
Right.
Tell us which one it is.
Probably doesn't.
I mean,
Probably.
I am half black, so
It's true. Waist down.
I'm glad we're ending with that. What a great episode, right, Charles?
That was a magnificent one.
If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow the podcast at the Glhf Podcast. I am at Steinhardt.
And I am at Kiddastipe.
And if you enjoy the show, if you would like to help us continue putting out episodes like this, you can go to patreon.com/the GLHF Podcast, where we have rewards. We have a $5 a month reward where you get extended episodes a day early instead of the ones that we put out for everybody on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts.
Definitely. Whoa, cool, awesome. Bye. Hashtag cool guys.